This is the worst prison I've ever been in, whether it's in Nigeria or in Angola or anywhere. This is the worst kind of place you can keep anyone.
Hello guys, welcome to the second edition of the toughest prisons in South Africa. Today we are looking at a prison called the Kokstad prison, also known as Ebongweni, situated in KZN. Now, this is considered by many prisoners the hardest prisoners you can think of as hell on earth because of its conditions. It's a super maximum prison. Everything is underground. There's nothing on top of the ground. So many of the criminals that have been housed here, they've been complaining because the only time they will ever see the light of the day is when they are dead, when they are being taken by a mortuary van to their final resting place. So there have been many articles that were done about this place, and one specifically said it was specifically designed to be a living hell and for the most dangerous prisoners who were considered incapable of rehabilitation. The prisoners added that the mental suffering caused by their rights being violated was equal to, if not greater than, the suffering caused by physical restraint. Ironically, they are the same people who made their victims go through the worst, but they are complaining about it. This is a clearer picture of it. You might be fooled by this big building and think that, well, these are cell blocks. Well, actually not. Everything is underground, and interestingly enough, even the doors, the gates, everything is electronically. You don't have a long, big key that you can open a prison cell. They don't do that. Everything is by remote. Everything is pressed to avoid any faults, to avoid any mistake, because you can never trust these prison guards. Next thing, someone has escaped. Much like Ananias Mate, who tried to escape, but he couldn't because of how dangerous and how well secured that is. Now, we look at the criminals who have been housed or who are still housed at that place called Ebongweni. The first one is Radovan Kreischer. He was arrested there for attempted murder, kidnapping, and drugs. He was housed there. Now, this is one of those drug kingpin who has been dealing in drugs, who has been kidnapping people, attempted murder. He probably committed some of the murders. So he's still there, housed there because of how dangerous he has been to the community. And secondly, there's another one called Henry Oka. Now, this is a terrorist. He's from Nigeria. He's been housed there. He's been arrested and sentenced for terrorism, and he's been dealing with explosives. In 2010, he was arrested back in South Africa because he was a threat to the country, and they ended up locking him. So this guy has been trying numerous times to be transferred from this prison to any other prison. Specifically wanted to go to the prison in Pretoria because he said the conditions that are in this prison, the Kokstad, it's hell. No human should be housed there, but the people that he killed in Nigeria, the bombings that he did in Nigeria, I mean, one can't feel sorry for the man. And another one, you can just look at how he's standing, that this is the notorious, the Houdini of Supermax prisons, Ananias Mate. Now, this is the guy who was known for escaping, but the crime he did were worse. He's a rapist, he's been robbing, and he's been murdering. And interestingly enough, this guy was doing all these things to women. He just liked killing, raping, and robbing women. And he's considered as one of the worst criminals in South Africa. Specifically for his mind, this guy would escape any place he can find, any space he can find. He tried escaping at Kokstad, but this one was way over his reach. He couldn't escape. He tried doing anything, but he couldn't. Even if he was to escape in his cell, he was never going to reach the gates because this is a well-guarded place. Now, last person on the list is George Thomas, the 28 gang leader in Cape Town. He's been sentenced to 7 life sentences. This is the notorious gangster. everyone in Cape Town fears this guy. And it was funny when they interviewed him on one of the videos from ENCA. This guy actually said when they interviewed him that he would like to encourage anyone who's involved in gangsterism, drugs, guns, to put them down and stop doing what he's doing, because the prison that he's in, the Kokstad, has broken him down and changed him to a better man. They give you a Bible and then you just go to your cell block. 23 hours a day, you are in the dark of your cell. So that alone can break a man. Now this guy has changed faces. He's now speaking good. He's reading the Bible. He probably reads it 100 times. And the good thing about it is that he might as well read it every time, because the only time he's going to be out there is when he's no more. He's no longer alive on earth. So looking back at this, we can just say this is one of the worst prisons. Still on George Thomas, his crimes include murder, attempted murder, possession of firearms, racketeering. This one was a bad one for Cape Town. I remember the time he was arrested, many people in Cape Town were rejoicing, saying that finally they got rid of the bad guy. So Kokstad is the place to keep the most dangerous criminals you can think of. It might be compared to those dangerous prisons in Brazil, in USA. Kokstad is the final level of prisons in South Africa. With that said, guys, this is the end of our second most dangerous, most toughest prison in South Africa. Hope to see you again when we do the third one. Cheers.
DOD has suggested that all the people arrested for murders, we send them straight to Kokstad, so that they don't see the sun. They stay there, even if they are still on trial. The precedent has been created. Croatia was not sentenced when he was sent to that prison, so that we don't chase them after we found them. We found them once, keep them there without worrying that will come. I want to emphasize the point made by the acting premier again. The question of bail. This person who has killed these 6 people, one of those people killed them on bail after he has been sentenced to 10 years. After he has been sentenced to 10 years, he won the appeal. He won the appeal of